Did you know categorization of data types allows SQL to handle various kinds of data, from simple text to complex structured data like JSON? Did you know varchar and char are the most commonly used string data types in SQL? The choice between varchar and char can impact database performance and storage efficiencies. Did you know SQL's date and time data type allows powerful date and time arithmetic? Did you know difference of int, small int, tiny int is the common question in the interviews of freshers and intermediate levels? In this video, I am going to explain you database creation basics, table creation basics, data types available in SQL, inserting records to SQL table, and basics of select statement. At the end of this video, you would be able to build your foundation on creating databases, tables, simple SQL queries, and insert statements. So let's go. To start with, I am considering that you have already created a database in which you will be creating tables and start writing SQL queries. But in case you have not created a database, this is the way you can create database. You open your SQL Server Management Studio, navigate to the left of your, which is Object Explorer, and you see the database tab here. And right click on this, this will open this context menu here, and you can select new database. And once you select this new database, it opens up an interface for you, and wherein you can create the database by supplying the database name and hitting the OK button. In alternate way, you can also create the database like supplying the create database command. I am here in SQL Server Management Studio, and you see this is Object Explorer, wherein you see the database tab. I'm expanding the database tab, and I'm right clicking this and going to the I'll copy this database name and right click and going to new databases, and here you have seen the database, supplying the database name and hitting the OK button. By doing this, you can see if you refresh the tab, you have the already database created for you. Let me delete the database so that I will create using the command as well. So I have deleted this, there is no database as such. Now this is the command. I have written this for you, create database and database name. I am hitting execute button. The moment I hit the execute button, this database should be created for you. When you refresh this, you can see that an apartment TV database has been created. Now we are well aware of that how to create database there in SQL Server Management Studio. Going back to our discussion, you can create the database. You can also create tables in the database, and for creating table there is a command called create table and followed by table name. One such example is create table flat master. Flat number is varchar 10 type, floor number is small int type. So all the tables which I am going to discuss in this series will be real time, and at the end of this whole series you would be able to actually build a project, a complete project. The tables will be all normalized, and the interrelation of the tables will be nicely discussed with you, so that you would be having a complete knowledge of a real-time example. So for that I have taken the flat master. This is that master table for flat owners. So this is an apartment DB wherein all case of apartments will be discussed. And flat number block is which block you are, like A, B, C, K. These are all the blocks. So it is a varchar 20 types. It has been taken size of 20. Area SFT is area in a square feet, that is a float type, and comments if any. So this is the way you can actually create the table. Let me take you to the SQL Server Management Studio and try to create the table right there. So I am back in SQL Server Management Studio, and table creation script has been written to speed up the video process and not to take much time. So I have selected this table, and I'm going to so I have selected the database from here, database name, and hitting the execute button. I see that table has got created, right? So this is the way you can create the table. How can you check the tables have been created or not? There is a simple command called sp tables. So if you do sp tables, you can see that once you apply this sp tables, you see the flat master table has been created for you, right? that how to create database and how to create table, let's go to discuss the data types, because in this table creation you have seen that many types of data types are there. In this session I'm going to almost cover all the data types which will be useful. There are many which you will not be able to use right now, but going forward, as soon as we'll be progressing in the sessions, I will explain you all the data types. The first thing that need to be discussed is the categories of data types. So SQL Server basically categorizes these data types just to make sure that which data type falls under which category. So there are something called exact numeric, approximate numerics, date and time, character strings, Unicode character string, binary string, other data types. So they are very much known to you. Those who are very new to the SQL Server, this all will be explained right here. So going to the next and talking about the tiny int for a small range of data, and it takes 1 byte of memory space. Anything that you want to keep 0 to 225 is tiny int. A small int is for this range and int is for bigger ranges, and it consumes 4 bytes. Big int is for way bigger range and it consumes 8 bytes, and bit is for 1 or 0 or null, right? So you cannot perform, I'll be talking about the sum, average, mean and max, but they are aggregate functions which you cannot perform over bit, but count can be performed. So this is one pointer here. This could be one of the interview questions as well, that can you perform sum or average over bit type of data types. So you should be aware of this fact. Going to the next data types, it is decimal and numeric. So decimal and numeric is denoted by P and S, wherein P is precision and S is a scale, and by which you can specify. So if you are talking about precision, is this total left plus right. So if let's say I am talking about 5,3, 5 is precision and 3 is number of decimals, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are all 5. So completely it may have total number of 5 digits, and out of that there would be 3 digits in the decimal places. So this is how you can specify decimal and numeric, right? Decimal and numerics are almost identical except in few cases, but they are considered to be quite identical. Talking about the small money is another type of data type having this range, and you can specify, like this is used to separate partial monetary units. Like if you have 44.33, that means $44.33 or 44 rupees 33 paise, like this. So this is how small money works. Going for the next, which is money. Money has got bigger range, talking about float. So float is approximate number of data types, which is floating point. So this falls under approximate category, and so here you can specify n values may range from 1 to 24. If you have specified any value 1 to 24, so this will take this will be having 7 digits mantissa, and it will take 4 bytes in the memory. So, and if you are exceeding this limit from 24, like 25 to 53, this will be having 15 digit in mantissa, and it will take 8 bytes in memory. But the default, if you have not specified, then it is 53, right? So hope this is clear. Going for the next data types, we have real. Real is nothing but it's a kind of float, but having value of 24. We have char and nchar. So char and nchar both are the fixed type of fixed with character or in Unicode string. So let's say if you want to store hi, so hi has been stored in this char type. But if you want to have any Unicode value, like in Chinese something, ni hao or something like the equivalent of hi, so this has to be stored using in nchar. So nchar is for storing Unicode. Likewise, we have varchar and varchar. So varchar is variable length. Variable length means, let's say if you have created varchar 10, and then if you are storing only two characters, so it will consume only 2 characters, right? So this is about varchar, and varchar for Unicode, and varchar is for character. Likewise, if you have the special values to be stored, so that is Unicode. All right, so n can go from 1 to 4000. So you can specify varchar 1 in small bracket, or you can go for varchar 3000, 3500 and up to 4000. And max, if you specify, so this is the number of characters it can store, or it can go up to 2 GB. That's about varchar and varchar. One thing that I would like to update you that these are very important discussions, and these are asked. Many questions related to the data types are asked in interviews, so be careful. Do more and more research on this. Try to play around these data types by creating tables and working on these data types, right? So likewise, we have n-text, we have binary n, we have further cursor data type. So these data type is the cursor which we will be talking in the later sessions, wherein we'll create a cursor type of data type. We have geography, we have geometry, we have hierarchy ID, we have JSON, and likewise we have many data types that we have: row, version, SQL variant, table, unique identifier, XML, etc. So I will request you to go through these all database descriptions. Any questions that coming in your mind, and if you are not clear about, please write to me or comment me. I will reply your comments, and I'll reply your emails as well. Talking about inserting the records. So now, as you have created the database, and within which you have created the table, let's go and try to insert few records to the database table. So I am back here in SQL Server Management Studio, and I have written a couple of insert statements for you. So let's say this is the insert statement first. So how to write insert statement? You have to write insert and then into and your table name and then values. And in small brackets, you have to write all the values. Please note that the sequence of these values should be as similar as that, exactly the same sequence as you have written the fields, right? Let's say first is flat number, so you have to write that value here in the same sequence. So let me execute this. I am executing, selecting and trying to execute this. I have executed this. One row affected, that says that one record has been created in that. And the best way and a simple way to see the value in any table is select statement, and a star is for all. So say select all, and from what is my table name? My table name is plate master, right? So if I am going to hit this button, you see these values got printed here, which I have inserted. Let me go and tell you the next insert statement. In this insert statement, I am not going to supply all the fields values. I am only going to supply the selected field values, right? I am only going to supply floor number, flat number, floor number, and block, right? So this way, insert also can be customized, so that you don't want to insert all the field, but you selected fields. So this can be done. I have selected this command. So whichever command that you want to execute, select it and then hit the execute button. This got executed. One row affected says that it got executed. Going back to select a statement, and I'm trying to hit this button. You see that 102 has been inserted, and area SFT is null and comment is null because you didn't supply area SFT, but 1021 and K that you supplied. So 1021 and K has been seen here. The third way to write insert statement is you can write insert statement with multiple inserts here. So you are simply writing insert into flat master, and values is 103 1K 1000 square feet and first floor, 201 second floor, K 1200 square feet and second floor. So we can actually do multiple select statements as multiple insert values using one insert statement, right? So selecting that and hitting the button execute, 2 rows affected. That means 2 rows have been inserted. Coming here to select and see that all values got selected. So with these, I understand that you are now very much well aware of that, how to create a database, how to create a table, basic table, and you are also having awareness of all the fields, types, data types, and you know how to insert values to records to a table. You are also further knowing the basic select statement and the end of the session. Hope you like this discussion. If you have any question or queries, write me over comment or using my email ID. See you in the next episode.
Subscribe for more updates. Comment or write us at mailtocodewithabby@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.